Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Doctor. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. It is Monday afternoon, sunny, and we are here to talk a little bit about Fryevia. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It will 100% support me, and thank you so much. So, it was announced that Fryevia is a global exclusive unit and that she's a limited time unit. So I think the first thing we need to ask is why? Fryevia, why are you a limited time unit? And then the second question we need to ask is Fryevia worth it for you to pull? And what type of abilities can we expect her to have? Now, we do not have any of the information except for her job classes. So in this video, we're going to be going over what abilities I expect her to have, what compositions I expect her to be good in, what weapons you can probably expect from her, some unknowns, and whether or not, if you're thinking about pulling, you should be pulling. I can't believe she's a limited time unit. It's ridiculous, but we'll get into that. So, the first thing you need to know, do not pull unless you are whaling. If you are not familiar with the cost of limited time units, she is going to, in particular, cost about 27,250 Visior. If you are going to be getting the Visior consume bonuses, on average, I would say you would hit 24,000 Visior. You can expect to pay or expect to use about 25,250 Visior just to MLB her if you pull her. That is not including the cost of Visior to pull her. And if you are just going for paid Visior only, it is going to be the equivalent of about $400 in order to MLB her in the limited time window. And she is unfortunately only about 175 shards, give or take 40 depending on the Visior consume bonus. Like, give or take however many shards you need. She doesn't have very many free shards, so she's not on the monthly shard unit list. She's not going to have a special hard mission like Rain has. It's going to be so much easier to MLB Rain than Fryevia. It's ridiculous. I almost feel like you should just go for Rain at this rate, because one, he's not limited time. Two, you're not going to need to chase your Whimsy shop every single day in order to MLB her. If you are looking to MLB her, it is important that you use some shard calculating tools, because it's going to be critical that you figure out how many shards per day you're going to need from her, how many Whimsy shops you're going to have to proc per day, and that you stay on track to MLB her within the 14-day period. Okay, one other note, if she is not on her own banner, if she is split from Rain, that might actually be a good thing to increase your odds of pulling for her. Hopefully she'll be on a step up that's guaranteed for her. Honestly though, I do doubt it. Let's talk about her abilities that are quote-unquote known right now. We know she's going to have Ice Prison, and we know she's going to have Blizzaga Blade. First of all, let's talk about Blizzaga Blade. If this is the ability they're highlighting with Fryevia, I am concerned, because this is a generic Spellblade ability. This is not a special ability that is unique to Fryevia. Not to mention, she doesn't even have a unique job. Fryevia herself, the only thing that's unique about her, from what I can tell, is that she is going to be using Ice Prison, so she's going to have a unique Limit Burst animation. That's the only thing that's unique currently that I can tell about her. I think it's highly likely her TMR is going to be Ice Needle. We don't know for sure. You can see what looks like Ice Needle in this picture, and of course in the Limit Break animation you see it because it's going to be CG'd. So like when Miranda does her Limit Break, you're going to see her with her sword. So again, don't know for sure, but I am not excited when I see that Blizzaga Blade is what's featured as her ability. Her Limit Break, I do actually think is going to be incredible. I do think it's very powerful, and it is going to be very viable for you to use this. And we'll talk just a little bit about that as we go into her other jobs. If you didn't know, her main job's Spellblade, and she has sub-job White Mage and Green Mage. One of the biggest drawbacks from the main job Spellblade is that she's not going to have any long-range attacks unless she has Taunting Spell. What I really feel like you're going to need in order to utilize Fryevia as a DPS unit is either tanking support with her Mastery ability, or something that enables her to be a little bit more tanky, have a little bit more movement, because the passives that we're probably going to get are going to be resistance to ice, and then magic attack resistance. She has so many magic defense buffs. She's really going to pair well with rain. I mean, if you wanted to make an anti-magic rain team right now with Rain, Fryevia, and someone else, I mean, this is the time to do it. She's going to have magic reflex, or magic guard, sorry, not magic reflex. So she's going to be able to reduce the damage taken for magic. I put Darka Blade here, but really it's going to be Blizzaga Blade. It's going to deal a lot of damage to wind units. Honestly, though, the wind units that are a threat right now are Lucia, and Lucia is going to be at long range. And even then, we also have Yerma. Okay, it could be good against Yerma. You have to be able to survive launch first, though. So it's going to depend a lot on her base stats. I think what her real viability is going to be based on her White Mage sub-job. Sub-job Green Mage doesn't offer much either from her, raises debuff magic resistance, and increases effect duration of buffs or debuffs. Again, this is all theory crafted, but most Green Mages have these passives and have these abilities here. So likely she's going to have Dispel counter, Ruin, which is going to be some nice non-elemental damage, Dispel and Bar Blizzard most likely. Again, nothing incredible in her Green Mage sub-job that screams I have to pull for her. White Mage sub-job, though, is where things change a little bit. And I think this really is where her strength could be brought out, but her character is really going to be based on what her White Mage sub-job abilities are, and if she gets any other unique abilities for Spellblade or passives that are going to be relevant. So if she gets Full Life, if she gets Holy, if she gets Curaga, this combination of abilities could be very powerful for her. If she's able to support from the back line, and then when someone pulls forward, use her Limit Break, or use Curaga, or use Full Life, or use Holy on them, that is so powerful. I could see her being a very defensive Ayaka, right? So she's going to support from behind, and then when the enemies get close, kind of like how Ayaka's Limit Break is used to heal, I could see her being used as an offensive Ayaka. When the enemies get close, which they oftentimes do with Ayaka, instead of healing your party or continuing to support your party, you just murder them with a Limit Break. That's how I see Fryevia being used, and I think it's going to be most of the time sub-White Mage, and I think she's just going to be a backline support unit, and she's going to run in there, and she's going to keep healing, supporting, and then all of a sudden, bam, unit gets close, she's going to drop her Limit Break on them. I could be wrong, and if you don't know, I am going to do my Fryevia actual review video based on this video. So I'm going to play my video and kind of see how wrong exactly I was. But I do believe that having this sub-White Mage, being able to generate AP through her spells and her abilities are going to be critical. And I think she's going to be mostly backline support, and then she's going to build up that AP and drop the Limit Burst on any unit that's coming in. Probably, it could potentially be a tank. I feel like she would be really good at countering double gunner meta, where the gunners are going to start picking apart your melee units, and she's just going to heal them. She's going to continue to build that AP up. She's going to pop abilities. She's going to use magic defense. Engelbert's gonna run in, she's gonna drop her Limit Break on Engelbert, your units are still alive, she'll continue healing and supporting. That's really how I see her being utilized. Let's talk about equipment, because I'm a little confused on equipment, and most likely all of you are a little confused on equipment. I think she'll probably come with a TMR, which is gonna be her needle weapon, which is gonna be very viable here. And I could see a couple things happening. I could see Ice Brand being used. Now, why could I see Ice Brand being used? Well, it has Ice Attack plus 30, Slash Attack plus 15. The Slash Attack, a little bit relevant for Blizzaga Blade, but that Ice Attack 30, so powerful for all of her attacks. And with a Vital Ice Brand, you do get Magic 65. Not the highest magic, but very high modifier on Ice Attack. I think another argument that I'm hearing a lot is Sleep Blade. I think a lot of you guys don't have your Sleep Blade +5 for slash attack +15, unless maybe you have your Ramza already leveled. But the Magic 126 here is really going to be a debate, right? On whether you deal more damage or heal more with the difference in 60 magic between these weapons and the 30 modified ice attack damage. I've heard some arguments that say, you know, hey, I think probably the Sleep Blade's going to be blessed. I've heard Adelard's TMR down here is going to be the best because it has the magic attack +15 and magic 96 on it, so it's really going to help and support Holy and having her use Holy. So I think there's a whole lot of different options, and I'm not sure that any of these options are quote-unquote wrong. I think they all offer different benefits for her as a unit, and I think it'll be interesting to see the discussion and especially how her TMR is when she's released on whether or not we're going to be using these weapons, what weapon she's going to be using most, whether or not she has access to Holy to even make Adelard's TMR particularly relevant. All of those things are going to be interesting to see over the course of the next couple days. Finally, what team composition do I see her being really successful in? I actually see a Fryevia Rain Miranda combo being very powerful. Miranda and Fryevia both supporting Rain with that high HP. Rain, I could be seeing some sort of like Vow of Love on Rain, or running Rain sub Grand Shelt Knight to build up his enmity from a distance, kind of draw all that fire from Gunners right now. I could see this being very powerful in arena compositions. Do I see Fryevia being powerful in PvE though? Do I see her being powerful in raids? And I think that's really going to be dependent on her abilities, and it'll be dependent on if we see any wind element raids coming in the near future. We know we get Ifrit, we know we get War Mech, we know we get a lot of other units, so I think she can be relevant with Blizzaga Blade, particularly when we get a wind element raid. However, I don't think she's going to be super PvE relevant, except for the fact of her White Mage sub, depending on how relevant that is, right? Depending on what abilities she get. She'll probably get some cures, but is it going to be Curaga? Is it going to be Full Life? Is it going to be Holy? We're really going to have to wait and see. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you did enjoy my theory crafted Fryevia video. I hope you guys are potentially excited for her. I think there's a lot of people who are not, since she is now a limited time unit. Drop your comments and ideas down in YouTube. Come in my Discord. Come say hi. We are a pretty chill community. If you are planning to pull on the banner, please do use my Amazon coin affiliate link, dig.gs/coins. It does pay my bills, so thank you so much anyone who has used that. And of course, come check me out on stream. My days off are Monday and Thursday, but I am streaming most days somewhere between 5 p.m. Pacific time and 10 p.m. Pacific time. It's been changing because I'm trying to stream a little bit earlier for those East Coasters. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.